check, check, check.
Hello, can you hear me? Organizers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible.
This is Dr. Suresh Babu from Washington.
Welcome, sir. Yeah, we're happy to have you among.
Who is talking?
I'm Dr. Balavaskar, moderator of this program.
Balaraju. Balachandran.
Balavaskar.
Balabhaskar. Very good, very good. While they are settling down, can you tell me what's happening?
We are about to start the function, sir. Almost we are on the way. The dignitaries have occupied their chairs, and
Okay.
we are right now going to start the program.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
That's great, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Annamalai Agri Alumni Association, we extend a very warm welcome and very good morning to one and all. We now begin this Alumni Summit meet with invocation. I request all of you to raise for invocation, please.
நீராறும் கடலொடுத்த நிலமடந்த கெழிலொழுகும் சீராறும் வதனமென திகழ்வரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கணமும் அது சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிலமை திறமையந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே 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 தில்லை பதியுடையான் சிற்றம்பலம் தன்னில் அள்ளும் பகலும் நின்று ஆடுகின்றான் எல்லை கண் அண்ணாமலை மண் அமைத்த கழைக்கழகம் கண்ணார கண்டு கழித்து நில்லாத செல்வத்தை நிலைக்க செய்தான் நீங்காத கலை புரட்சி நிரம்ப செய்தான் கல்லாத இனமெல்லாம் கற்க வைத்தான் காணாத பெருங்கழகம் கழத்து வைத்தான் இல்லாத புலவர்களை இருப்போராகி இணையாத தமிழ் புகழை ஈட்டிக் கொண்டான் வெல்லாத செயலில்லை என்று போற்ற விலகியவன் மண் அண்ணாமலையன் வாழ்க மணி காட்டும் கோபுரம் போல் உயர்ந்த நெஞ்சும் மழை காட்டும் அகலம் போல் விரிந்த நோக்கும் பணி காட்டும் திருக்குறளில் படிந்த வாழ்வும் பதவியெல்லாம் படி போல கடந்த பாங்கும் அணி காட்டும் தாமரையாள் அடைந்த மார்பும் ஆரையுமே உறவாக அணைக்கும் கையும் பிணி காட்டும் மருத்துவன் போல் பேணும் அன்பும் பெற்ற தமிழ் முத்தையவேல் பெரியோன் வாழ்க பெற்ற தமிழ் முத்தையவேல் பெரியோன் வாழ்க பெற்ற தமிழ் முத்தையவேல் பெரியோன் வாழ்க பெற்ற தமிழ் ராமசாமி பெரியோன் வாழ்க
We now request Professor Dr. S. Arivuday Nambi, Director IQAC, to welcome the participants of the summit who have joined both on and offline. Please, sir.
Honorable Vice Chancellor of Annamalai University, beloved Dean Faculty of Agriculture, guest of today's function, Dr. Pugilendi, South India Pulverizing Mills, Trichy, Dr. G. Gopalakrishnan, 1975 batch, Manager, DuPont, Sudhagar, Treasurer of Alumni Association, and all other office bearers on the dais, deans of faculties, heads of departments, teaching fraternity from Faculty of Agriculture and other faculties, joint directors, then director of DDE, alumni from various parts of the country, students from Faculty of Agriculture, press and media. Good morning to everyone present here. With great delight, I stand before you not only as the Secretary of Alumni Association of Faculty of Agriculture, but as an alumnus of Faculty of Agriculture and a mentee of our Honorable Vice Chancellor. Today, we are here to participate in two different functions. One is Annual Agri Alumni Summit, and another one is felicitation to our Honorable Vice Chancellor. Our Vice Chancellor has already proved himself to be a man of many sides. He is an avid learner, curious researcher, seasoned teacher, an accomplished scholar, and an able administrator. We are fortunate to have him as Vice Chancellor of our university to steer it and take it forward to a fortune frontline universities in the country as well as in the globe. Our Vice Chancellor, though an eminent agricultural scientist, does not confine himself to his field of research alone. He believes in the overall development of our university, particularly music and Tamil, for which university was founded. Our Vice Chancellor is always frank and outspoken. He is a man of action than man of words. I would like to borrow the words from Kavinyar Kannadasan to sum up the qualities of our Vice Chancellor. இவை சரி என்றால் இயம்புவதுதான் என் தொழில். இவை தவறாயின் எதிர்ப்பதன் வேலை. புகழ்ந்தால் என்னுடல் புல்லரிக்காது. இகழ்ந்தால் என் மனம் இறந்து விடாது. எவ்வவை தீமை எவ்வவை நன்மை என்பதறிந்து ஏகுமன் சாலை. இந்த கவிஞர் கண்ணதாசனின் வரிகள் நமது துணைவேந்தர் அவர்களுக்கு பொருத்தமாக இருக்கும். I wholeheartedly welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor for this Alumni Association function. Sir, we wholeheartedly welcome you, sir. I welcome our Dean Faculty of Agriculture, the President of Annamalai Agricultural Alumni Association, the man behind all the activities of the association for the past 3-4 days. I welcome wholeheartedly on the behalf of our Annamalai Alumni Agricultural Alumni Association, sir. I welcome Dr. Pugilendi, distinguished alumnus of our faculty, is the proprietor for South India Pulverizing Mills, Trichy. Sir, we welcome you on the behalf of Annamalai Alumni Association, sir. I welcome another distinguished alumni, Dr. Gopalakrishnan, 1975 batch from DuPont Research. Sir, we wholeheartedly welcome you for this function. I welcome the treasurer of Annamalai Alumni, Agricultural Alumni Association and all other office bearers for this function. There are a lot of response from our alumni from 1975 batch to even the alumni from 1995 batch. They're all sitting here. I can name few persons, and there are few persons online. Even the person from USA, Dr. Suresh Chandra Babu, International Food Policy Research Institute, New York, USA. Dr. M. Jawaharlal, Director, Extension Education, Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, Coimbatore. Dr. S.P. Ramanathan, Professor and Head, Agroclimatic Research Center, TNAU. Dr. K. Anand, IFS, Tamil Nadu Forest Training Center, Coimbatore. Dr. Patabi, Program Manager, European Union. They are actually going to participate actively in the panel discussion. So I welcome wholeheartedly all the panel discussion personalities to this function. I welcome Dr. Manivannan, former Dean, Faculty of Agriculture, Dr. Madhivanan, Deputy Director of Agriculture, Mr. Manimaran, Founder, Mount Park School, Dyagadurgam, Mr. Singaravelu, Bank of India, Manager, Bank of India, 1976 batch, Mr. T.P. Rajan, Manager, IOB, 1976 batch, Mr. Subramanian, DD of Agriculture, 1975 batch, Mr. Sambat Kumar, Joint Director of Agriculture, 1975, Mr. Ilangovan, ADA, 1975 batch, Mr. Venkatakrishnan, Entrepreneur from 1975 batch, Mr. R. Jodhimani, Seed Certification Officer from Villupuram. On the behalf of Annamalai Agricultural Alumni Association, I wholeheartedly welcome all the directors, deputy directors, joint directors of our university, PRO of our university, and press and media. I welcome NMR and casual laborers who are all sitting here, and they are willing to felicitate our Honorable Vice Chancellor today. So I welcome on the behalf of Annamalai Alumni Association for this function. The teachers who are going to get Silver Jubilee Award today. So I welcome on the behalf of Annamalai Agricultural Alumni Association all the teachers who are going to get the Silver Jubilee Award for their service, that is 25 plus and 30 plus years service. I welcome the students and all other research scholars from the Faculty of Agriculture. And finally, I welcome a family member, Ms. Kepriya from our Vice Chancellor's daughter, and she is also sitting here. I welcome on the behalf of Alumni Association. So I welcome everyone, all the gatherings, one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Nambi. We would like to honor the chief guest of the day. அதற்காக நம்முடைய அண்ணாமலை அக்ரி அலுமினி அசோசியேஷன் சார்பாக நம் அன்பிற்கினிய வேளாண் வித்தகர் மாண்புமிகு துணைவேந்தர் ஆர்.எம். கதிரேசன் அவர்களை கௌரவிக்க விரும்புகின்றோம். மேடையில் வீற்றிருக்கும் புல முதல்வர் உள்ளிட்ட விருந்தினர்கள் துணைவேந்தர் அவர்களை கௌரவிக்க முன்வருமாறு அன்புடன் வேண்டிக் கொள்கிறோம். Please, We are very happy to have the galaxy of alumnus who have joined to honor our Vice Chancellor. A big round of applause for our well-earned Vittaker, Professor Dr. Arab. We profusely thank all the dignitaries who have joined to honor our Vice Chancellor. Now we have another pleasant request for all the dignitaries. I request our beloved Vice Chancellor to kindly come forward to unveil the logo of our Alumni Association. Please, sir. We request all the dignitaries to kindly join our Honorable Vice Chancellor for this unveiling function. Thank you very much.
Our beloved Dean, Dr. K.R. Sundarvardarajan, is a renowned economist and a man of action. He has been instrumental in conduct of several activities in the Faculty of Agriculture within a short span of time. We request you, sir, to offer your presidential address. Please, sir.
So good morning. At the outset, I am extremely happy to welcome the most beloved Vice Chancellor of Annamalai University and our own alumnus, Dr. R.M. Kadresan sir, the Secretary of the Annamalai Agri Alumni Association, Dr. Nambi, the Treasurer, Dr. Sudhakar, and the distinguished alumni of this forum, Dr. Pogarendi, my own classmate of 1984 batch, and my senior batch, Mr. Gopalakrishnan, who are all occupying the prestigious chair here. and all the alumni of the Faculty of Agriculture, starting from 1975 to till date of 2021. And all the distinguished heads of the department, professors, and directors of the various disciplines, joint directors, and Singarway, our former dean, Dr. Manivandan, and former teachers of the Faculty of Agriculture, and all the professors, assistant professors, associate professors, and non-teaching staff, and all the dignitaries who are going to get today award from the Vice Chancellor, and the forthcoming, soon they are going to join in the list of alumni, the final years, and the research scholars and PG students, and the press, media, and the public relation officer, and all the other people who are gathered here. I am going to talk on this today dual program. The one is about the annual agriculture alumni meet or summit 2022. The second one is the felicitation to our Vice Chancellor. All you are aware, I have been associating with this Annamalai Agri Alumni Association for the 3 decades. In 1992, when I didn't know the before history, the then Dean, Dr. Bhaskar, on one day he called me, and as an economist, he said, he handed over some 3 draft, I mean the demand draft or the check, what you call in the olden days. மூணுத்துடைய வேல்யூ சேர்த்தா கிட்டத்தட்ட 30,000 ரூபாய் இருக்கும். 3 ஃபிக்ஸட் டெபாசிட் ரிசிப்ட் கொடுத்து, as an economist, I will be keeping here this one. This is given by the Silver Jubilee for the function, for the building function காக கொடுத்தது. இதை 3 monthsக்கு ஒரு தடவை you can just to renew. So from that year onwards, my one and most duty of every 3 months is keep on renewing the association fund. Slowly, and the fund up by rate of interest is high compared to now. So கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமா gather ஆச்சு. அப்படியே 2000 and 2008, when we plan to celebrate our golden jubilee, அப்ப it has gained a lot of momentum. அப்ப இருந்த leadership, Dr. Vice Chancellor, Dr. Manivandan, and all other people they gathered, and upper in the process, Dr. SK is who is the man behind all this to make this. We have celebrated this 2008. Upon a year contributions, a lot of questions are raised, and then we took this to the next stage. 2008 ஆண்டு இதை பதிவு செய்தோம். அண்ணாமலை அக்ரிகல்ச்சர் அந்த அலுமினி அசோசியேஷன் அப்படின்றத ஒரு பதிவு செய்த ஒரு கோஆபரேட்டிவ் இதில் பதிவு செய்து இதை ஆரம்பித்தோம். அதற்கப்புறம் எங்களுடைய மாணவர்கள் எண்ணிக்கையும் அதிகமாக இருந்ததால் இதற்கு நிறைய பணம் வந்தது. 2009 10, 11 நல்ல ஒரு growth இருந்தது. அப்போது இப்போது இருக்கிற மாண்புமிகு துணைவேந்தர் தான் அப்ப குல முதல்வராக இருந்தார். So he said we want to extend this to the next stage. இது அடுத்த ஸ்டேஜுக்கு கொண்டு வரணும் அப்படின்ட்டு இதை சாப்டர் வைஸா கொண்டு வரணும். லைக் இன்ஜினியரிங் we want to make it as a chapter. அப்போ இருந்த மாணவர்களை குறிப்பாக என்னுடைய நண்பர் புகழேந்தி அவரிடம் ஒரு விண்ணப்பம் வைக்கப்பட்டது. உடனடியாக அதை ஏற்று 2011 ஆண்டு இதை அண்ணாமலை அக்ரி அலுமினி அசோசியேஷனுடைய சாப்டரை மதுரையில் திருச்சியில நிறுவனத்துக்கு மிகவும் பாடுபட்டு ஒரு முயற்சி எடுத்து அப்போது இருக்கிற புல முதல்வர் துணைவேந்தர் அவர்களிடம் திருச்சிக்கு சென்று இது ஒரு ரீஜனல் மீட்டிங்காக ஏற்பாடு செய்து முதல் முறையாக இந்த 50 ஆண்டு வரும் வரலாற்றிலேயே இதுக்கு ஒரு அடுத்த ஃபேஸ் கொடுத்த அவர் இருக்காரு புகழேந்தி. அவர்களுக்கெல்லாம் நான் நன்றி தெரிவிக்கிறேன். இதுக்கு முக்கிய முயற்சி எடுத்தது நம்மளுடைய மாண்புமிகு வேந்தர் துணைவேந்தர் தான். அவருடைய முயற்சியால தான் அது திருப்பியும் அடுத்த ஸ்டேஜ் போயிடுது. அதுக்கப்புறம் சில growth, சில ப்ராப்ளம், அது அப்படியே நின்று போயிடுது. மீண்டும் அவர் வந்தவுடன், இந்த தலைமை பொறுப்புக்கு வந்தவுடன் என்னுடைய நீண்ட நாட்கள் என்னுடைய கோரிக்கையாக இருந்தது. ஏன்னா 30 ஆண்டு காலம் இதை நாங்கள் பராமரித்து வந்தாலும் வெவ்வேறு காலகட்டத்தில் சில காலகட்டத்தில் எங்களை அதை யாருமே அதை கூப்பிட்டு ரெக்கக்னைஸே பண்ணலை. இது என்னுடைய வருத்தமும் கூட. அதை யாரும் எங்களுக்கு சரியான ஒரு இது கொடுத்து ஒரு டைரக்ஷன் கொடுக்கல. இதை மீண்டும் ஆரம்பித்து இனி வரும் காலங்களிலே இதை செயல்படுத்த வேண்டும், ஒழுங்கான முறையில் செயல்படுத்த வேண்டும் என்று ஒரு திட்டமிட்டு துணைவேந்தனுடைய உத்தரவின்படி ஒவ்வொரு ஆண்டும் இந்த பிப்ரவரி மாதம் 2வது சனி மற்றும் ஞாயிற்றுக்கிழமைகளில் சனிக்கிழமைகளை அந்தந்த துறையிலையும் என்னுடைய அலுமினி மீட் நடத்தி ஞாயிற்றுக்கிழமை இந்த ஃபேக்கல்டி வைஸ்ல நம்ம பண்ணலாம். இந்த ஆண்டு இப்பதான் குறுகிய காலகட்டம், இந்த கொரோனா இருந்ததால நாங்க நிறைய பேருக்கு இந்த இன்விடேஷன் கொடுக்கல. ஆனா ஆன்லைன்ல நிறைய பேர் ரிஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. இந்த ஆண்டு இதை எப்படியாவது முயற்சி பண்ணி இதை துவைக்க விட வேண்டும் என்று துணைவேந்தர் ரொம்ப குறிக்கோளாக இருந்தார். அதற்கு நாங்கள் எல்லாம் ஒத்துழைத்தோம். குறிப்பாக நான் சொல்ல வேண்டும் என்றால் இதுக்கு நிறைய ஹெல்ப் பண்ணது அறிவுடைய நம்பி, பத்மநாபன், இரவும் பகலுமாக இந்த 4-5 நாட்களில் சபேசன், சுதாகர், சுனில் இவர்களுடைய முயற்சியால தான் இன்னைக்கு இந்த ப்ரோக்ராம் இவ்வளவு சக்சஸா வந்திருக்கு. அவர்களுக்கு நான் நன்றி சொல்வதில் ரொம்ப கடமைப்பட்டேன். இந்த மாதிரி இதனுடைய ஜெனிசிஸ் வளர்ந்து இன்னைக்கு ஒரு காலகட்டத்துல அடுத்த கட்டத்துக்கு நோக்கி இந்த அலுமினி அசோசியேஷன் நகரும், கண்டிப்பாக நகர்ந்தே ஆக வேண்டும். அப்படின்னு ஒரு காலகட்டத்துல இனி அடுத்தது என்ன செய்ய போகிறோம் அப்படின்னு நான் ஒரு சொல்ல ஆசைப்படுகிறேன். இனி வரும் காலங்களிலே நாங்கள் கனெக்டிங் வாங்கி வச்சிருக்கோம், ஜியோலையும் இதுலையும். கிட்டத்தட்ட இன்னைக்கு மதியானமே ஒவ்வொரு இயர்லையும் பேட்ச் வைஸா பிரிச்சு நடத்த போறோம். இந்த ஆன்லைன் ஃபெசிலிட்டி வந்த பிறகு இனி வரும் மாதங்களிலே ஒவ்வொரு மாதமும் நம்மளுடைய முன்னாள் மாணவர்களை அழைத்து இன்று இருக்கும் இளம் மாணவர்களுக்கு அவர்களுக்கு தொழில் முனைவோராக்க, இல்ல ஒரு ஆண்டர்பிரினர்ஷிப் எபிலிட்டி, இல்ல ஹையர் எஜுகேஷன், இல்ல எம்ப்ளாயபிலிட்டி ஸ்கில்ஸ், பர்சனாலிட்டி டெவலப்மெண்ட், ஏதாவது ஒரு ஃபீல்டுல ஒவ்வொரு மாதமும் 2வது ஞாயிற்றுக்கிழமை ஒரு அரை மணி நேரம் இதற்கு அண்ணாமலை அக்ரி அலுமினி பிசினஸ் மீட் அப்படின்ற ஒரு பேர் வைத்து இதை துவங்கலாம் என்று உங்களுடைய பேராதரவுடன் இதற்காக நாங்கள் பேர் வைத்திருக்கிறோம். இதற்கு உங்களுடைய ஒத்துழைப்பும் உங்களுடைய நல்ல எண்ணமும் தேவை. இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு மீட் நம்ம நடத்தினாக்கா நம்மளுடைய முன்னாள் மாணவர்களை சந்திக்கும் வாய்ப்பும் தெரியும், அவர்கள் என்ன வேலை செய்கிறார்கள் அப்படின்றது தெரியும். இப்ப இருக்கிற மாணவர்களும் பலன் அடைவார்கள். இது ஒரு பாடமாக அமையும், முன்னாள் மாணவர்களுக்கும் நமக்கும் இது ஒரு பாடமாக அமையும் என்று நினைத்து இந்த அக்ரி அலுமினி பிசினஸ் மீட் அப்படின்றத இனி வரும் காலங்களில் கண்டிப்பாக உங்களுடைய ஒத்துழைப்புடன் நிறைவேற்றுவோம் என்பதில் எந்த ஒரு ஐயமும் இல்லை. 2வதாக நாங்கள் இந்த நம்மளுடைய முன்னாள் மாணவர்கள் பெரிய பெரிய ஆக்குபேஷன்ல பெரிய பெரிய பதவியில் இருக்காங்க உலகம் முழுக்க. இந்த விழாவிற்கு ஆன்லைன்ல வந்திருக்கிற அனைத்து என்னுடைய நெருங்கிய நண்பர் டாக்டர் சுரேஷ் பாபுல ஆரம்பிச்சு என்னுடைய கிளாஸ்மேட் எஸ்பி ராமலா வரைக்கும் அவர்களையும் நான் வருக சொல்ல மறந்துட்டேன். அவர்களையும் இந்த விழாவிற்கு வருகை சொல்வது முக்கிய மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறேன். இவர்களுடன் நம்ம தொடர்பு கொண்டு நம்மளுடைய மாணவர்களையும் அடுத்த நம்மளையும் உலக அளவுல நம்மளுடைய அண்ணாமலை பல்கலைக்கழகத்தின் புகழை பரப்ப வேண்டும் என்று சொல்லி அந்த மாதிரி முக்கியமான பொறுப்புல இருக்கவங்கள ஒவ்வொரு ஆண்டும் இந்த அலுமினி மீட்ல அப்ப கௌரவப்படுத்தலாம் அப்படின்றது ஒரு எண்ணம் இருக்கு. இதுக்கெல்லாம் நீங்கள் ஒத்துழைப்பு அளித்தினாக்கா உங்க இதுல யார் யார் இருக்கீங்கன்னு தெரிஞ்சாக்கா அவங்க கண்டிப்பாக அவங்களை இங்கே அழைத்து மாணவர்களும் முன்னாள் மாணவர்களும் முன்னிலையில் ஒவ்வொரு ஆண்டும் ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட பேரை அளித்து ஒரு தொழில ஒரு முனைவோர்ல ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு நம்ம மாணவர் அரசுல இந்த மாதிரி பல்வேறு துறையை சார்ந்த மாணவர்களை கொண்டு வரலாம்ன்ற ஒரு எண்ணம் இருக்கு. இப்பொழுது ஒரு காலகட்டத்துல 85க்கு அப்புறம் நிறைய மாணவிகள் சேர்ந்திருக்காங்க. 2000 ஆண்டுக்கு அப்புறம் மாணவிகளுடைய எண்ணிக்கை அதிகமாக இருக்கிறதால மாணவிகளுக்கு என்றே முன்னாள் மாணவிகளுக்கு என்றே ஒரு எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவா ஒரு மீட்டிங். ஏன்னா மாணவிகள் உங்களுக்கு சந்தோஷமா உங்களுடைய முன்னாள் மாணவிகள் எல்லாம் நீங்கள் அழைத்து அலுமினி மீட் அப்படி என்று உங்களுக்கு ஒரு சந்தர்ப்பம் இனி வரும் காலங்களில் நம்மளுடைய பல்கலைக்கழகத்துல வேளாண் பொருள் படித்த முன்னாள் மாணவிகளுக்கு மட்டும் எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவாக ஒரு டே கண்டக்ட் பண்ணி அவர்களுடைய ஷேரை அவர்களுடைய நாலேஜை நம்ம முன்னேற்றுவதற்கு ஒரு நாள் கொண்டாடலாம் எங்களுடைய எண்ணம் இருக்கு. அது மாதிரி துணைவேந்தர் கூறியபடி எல்லா முக்கியமான நிகழ்வுகளுக்கும் நம்மளுடைய முன்னாள் மாணவர்களை அழைப்போம் அப்படின்றத ஒரு உறுதிமொழி ஏற்கொண்டு எல்லா ஃபங்க்ஷனுக்கும் நாங்கள் இனிமே அவங்களை அழைச்சி இந்த அலுமினி மீட் மூலம் அவங்களை கௌரவப்படுத்தலாம் என்ற எண்ணம் இருக்கு. இந்த 4 திட்டங்கள் தான் நாங்கள் இனி வரும் காலங்களிலே செய்ய போகிறோம். இதற்கு முன்னாள் மாணவர்களும் இன்றைய படித்து நாளை மாணவர்களாக இதில் சேர போறவங்களும் நன்றாக இதுக்கு ஒத்துழைப்பு அளிக்க வேண்டும் என்று கூறுகிறேன். இதுதான் இந்த ஒரு சப்மிட். இன்னும் ஒரு அடுத்த வாரத்திலிருந்து மீண்டும் இந்த சங்கத்தை மீண்டும் செயல்படுத்தி இதில் இன்னும் ஒரு 30-35 நாட்களுக்குள் இது முழுமை பெற்று உங்களுக்கு அனைவருக்கும், முன்னாள் மாணவர் அனைவருக்கும் இந்த விஷயங்கள் எல்லாமே தெளிவுபடுத்துவோம் என்று கூறிக்கொள்கிறேன். இரண்டாவதாக, இன்று நம்மளுடைய விழா நாயகர், நம்மளுடைய 64 ஆண்டு காலம் இந்த அண்ணாமலை பல்கலைக்கழகத்தினுடைய ஹிஸ்டரியில, குறிப்பாக வேளாண் புலத்திலிருந்து முதல் முறையாக துணைவேந்தர் பதவியை ஏற்றிருக்கும் நமது டாக்டர் ராமன் அஜேசன் அவர்களை அலுமினி சார்பில் வாழ்த்தி வணங்கி பெருமகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறோம். இதையெல்லாம் நம்மளுடைய அத்தனை அலுமினிக்கும் கொண்டு சேர வேண்டும் என்பதுதான் முக்கிய நோக்கம். நமது பல்கலைக்கழகத்திலே அலுமினி மீட் அப்படின்னாக்கா ஒரு கிளாஸ் ரூம்ல நடந்த ஒரு மீட்டை இன்று முதல் முறையாக 64 ஆண்டு காலம் கழித்து இன்று இந்த முக்கிய அரங்கத்தில் விழா நடக்குவது என்றாலே எங்களுக்கெல்லாம் மிக்க மகிழ்ச்சி தான். இதுவரைக்கும் இந்த மாதிரி நடந்ததே இல்லை. இது ஒரு சரித்திரம். மேக்சிமம் நடந்தது செனட் ஹால்ல தான் நடந்தது. கோல்டன் ஜூப்ளியில செனட் ஹால்ல தான் நடந்தது. இன்றுதான் முதலாக இவ்வளவு ஒரு புனித தன்மை வாய்ந்த ஒரு வரலாற்று முக்கியமான ஒரு இடத்துல இந்த அலுமினி மீட் நடக்கிறது அப்படின்றது எனக்கெல்லாம் ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா இருக்கு. உங்களுக்கு எல்லாம் கூட ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா இருக்கிறதுல எந்த ஐயப்பாடும் இல்லை. சார், உங்களுக்கு நாங்கள் உங்கள் நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்வோம். எங்களுடைய அழைப்பை ஏற்று 1975 பேட்ச் ஒரு 10 பேர் எங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா இருந்தது. எங்களுக்கு யாரும் தெரியாட்டா கூட நாங்கள் கண்டிப்பாக வந்திருந்தோம் என்று அவர்களுடைய பிரதிநிதியாக இங்கே அமைந்து உட்கார்ந்திருக்கிறார். அவருக்கும் ரொம்ப எங்களுக்கு சந்தோஷமா இருக்கு. 1975 பாத்துங்க, இப்போ ஒரு 25 ஒரு 42 ஆண்டுகளுக்கு முன்னால் படித்து இன்னைக்கு மார்னிங் சொன்னாங்க, சார் நாங்க எல்லா இடமும் சுத்தி பார்த்தோம், ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா இருக்கு. இது ஒவ்வொரு மாணவர்களுக்கும் இந்த உணர்ச்சி ஏற்பட வேண்டும். நம்மளுடைய பல்கலைக்கழகத்துடைய அவங்ககிட்ட ஒரு பங்களிப்பு இருக்க வேண்டும், ஒரு பாண்டிங் இருக்கணும், ஒரு பைண்டிங் இருக்கணும். அப்பதான் நம்ம அடுத்த ஸ்டேஜுக்கு செல்ல முடியும் அப்படின்றதுல எனக்கு மாறுபட்ட கருத்தே கிடையாது. அதுதான் எல்லாருடைய கருத்தாகவும் இருக்கும். அதே மாதிரி இந்த அலுமினியில சார் இந்த 30 வருஷம் உங்கள் ஆசிரியர்கள்லாம் வேலை செஞ்சிருக்காங்க. 25 ஆண்டு காலத்திற்கு மேல எந்தெந்த ஆசிரியர்கள் செய்தார்களோ அவர்கள் எல்லாம் இந்த அலுமினி அசோசியேஷன் மூலம் ஒரு அங்கீகாரம் கொடுங்க. அதையும் துணைவேந்தர் இணங்கி இன்று அவர்களையும் கௌரவிக்க போகிறார். அதற்கும் நான் துணைவேந்தருக்கு நன்றி சொல்ல கடமைப்பட்டிருக்கிறேன். சார், நன்றி சார். அதே மாதிரி இந்த பல்கலைக்கழகத்திலேயே நான் டீச்சிங்ல நம்மளோட ஒரு என்எம்ஆர் ஒரு கேஷுவல் லேபராக பல ஆண்டு காலம் அவர்களும் அங்கீகரிக்கப்படாம இருந்தது. அவர்களையும் இந்த துறைக்காக இந்த குலத்திற்காக வேலை செய்தவர்களை அவர்களையும் அங்கீகரிக்க வேண்டும் என்று அவர்களிலிருந்து ஒவ்வொரு துறையிலும் இருந்து முதல் ஒரு 4-5 நபர்களை அழைத்து அவர்களையும் நாங்கள் என்ற அங்கீகாரம் செய்ய போகிறோம். இதெல்லாம் இந்த அலுமினி அசோசியேஷனுடைய ஒரு சிறு ஆக்டிவிட்டிஸ் ஆகும். இது துணைவேந்தனுடைய அறிவுறுத்தலின்படி அவருடைய அறிவுரை ஏற்றுக்கொண்டு இன்னும் பல்வேறு திசைகளில் இது நாளடைவில் செல்லும். ஸோ நமது துணைவேந்தரை பற்றி நான் நிரம்ப எல்லாருக்குமே தெரிஞ்சிருக்கோம். எல்லா பேட்ச் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸுக்கும் நல்லாவே டீட்டெயிலாக பண்ணியிருக்கோம். ஒரு திறமை வாய்ந்த இந்த 64 ஆண்டு காலம் சரித்திரத்திலேயே ஒரு முதல் மகன் அளவுக்கு அந்த அளவுக்கு அவருடைய சாதனைகளை இருந்ததால் தான் அவருடைய இந்த அண்ணாமலை அலுமினி அக்ரிகல்ச்சர் அசோசியேஷன் அவர்களுக்கு வேளாண் வித்தகர் அப்படின்ற ஒரு பட்டத்தை நாங்கள் இன்று அவருக்கு வழங்கி இனிவரும் காலங்களில் அவர் வேளாண் வித்தகர் என்றால் எல்லா துறையிலுமே டீச்சிங், ரிசர்ச், எக்ஸ்டென்ஷன். இது மட்டும் இல்லாமல் ஒரு மிக சிறந்த ஒரு பேச்சாளர். இப்பொழுது அவர் பேச்சை நீங்க கேட்க போறீங்க. அவ்வளவு அருமையான ஒரு சிறந்த ஒரு பேச்சாளர், நிறைய குறிப்புகள், நிறைய ஒரு ஃபேக்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் ஃபிகர்ஸ், கவிதைகள் இதெல்லாம் எடுத்துக்கொள்ளக்கூடிய ஒரு நமக்கு துணைவேந்தராக கிடைப்பது மிக்க மகிழ்ச்சி. சார், உங்களுடைய காலகட்டத்துல இந்த முன்னாள் மாணவர் சங்கம் மிகப்பெரிய ஒரு எழுச்சியுடன் கண்டிப்பாக இது அமையும் என்பதில் எந்த ஐயப்பாடும் இல்லாமல் எங்களுக்கு இந்த வாய்ப்பு கொடுத்து எங்களை மீண்டும் அங்கீகாரம் கொடுத்தீர்கள். கடந்த ஒரு 10 ஆண்டுகளாக நாங்கள்லாம் வெளியாவே இருந்து விட்டோம். எங்களுக்கு ஒரு அங்கீகாரம் கொடுத்து இதை அனுமதித்த உங்களுக்கு நாங்கள் என்றும் நன்றியுடன் இருப்போம் என்று சொல்லி நீங்கள் என்ன நினைக்கிறீர்களோ இதை இந்த அலுமினி அசோசியேஷன் கண்டிப்பாக செய்யும் என்பதில் உங்களுக்கும் நாங்கள் உத்தரவாதம் கொடுத்து வாய்ப்புக்கு நன்றி கூறி விடைபெறுகிறேன். நன்றி. வணக்கம்.
Thank you very much, sir, for wonderfully briefing the activities of the Alumni Association. We are now planning to go for the panel discussion on Alma Mater Connect, for which, I request our esteemed Vice Chancellor to act as the chairperson. And the panel discussion will be moderated by Dr. Suresh Babu from USA, Suresh Chandra Babu. And we have 4 panelists, Dr. M. Jawaharlal, Director of Extension Education, and Dr. S.P. Ramanathan, Professor at Agroclimatic Research Center, both are from TNAU, and Dr. K. Anand, IFS, Jammu and Kashmir Cadre, and Mr. S. Pattabhiraman, Senior Program Manager for the European Union. I may now request Dr. Suresh Chandra Babu, moderator, to take over the session. Sir, the forum is yours now. Please, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much for contacting me and asking me to be part of this awesome function that you are celebrating. But first of all, let me congratulate on my behalf my friend and my classmate, Professor R.M. Kadriyasan, for achieving the greatest heights in the university, and he is also well recognized international scientist of high caliber. I have seen his CVs, and I'm very proud of him, and I'm very proud of all of the accomplishments that he has made. But we'll talk about that in a minute, and I will come back to that. But first of all, let me congratulate him for the achievement that he has made. Dr. Kadriyasan, thank you so much for inviting me. And also, let me at the outset thank Dr. Sundara Varadarajan for contacting me and inviting me for this. It's also beyond midnight now for me, Saturday midnight, but then I wanted to be in this function because of my commitment to, personally, I'm committed to our university. Personally, I'm committed to the Faculty of Agriculture, where I basically learned the basic agriculture, and I'm surviving because of that. Wherever agriculture is spoken, and I stand up and talk because of the knowledge that I got in the 4 classrooms of Faculty of Agriculture. And I'm so proud of that. And I keep telling that wherever I meet our people, as well as in the US, when I give lectures, just 2 days ago, I gave a lecture to the University of Maryland, where I proudly introduced Annamalai University there and our faculty there. With that brief introduction, I'm also happy to see Jawaharlal, my couple of years junior, and S.P. Ramanathan as well. Although I don't know Anand, I have not met Pattabhiraman and Anand. You're all welcome for this panel discussion, and I'm sure we will have good time. Let me start by saying just pick on Dr. Sundara Varadarajan's speech, excellent vision, excellent ideas for moving forward. But way back in 1982, when we were the final year students in 1982, Professor A.R. Lakshmanan, he was our dean. I believe I heard that he passed away last year, if it is last year or year before, which is very sad for me, because he invited me to his chambers, the dean's office, and said, we have to revamp Alumni Association. I'm talking about 1982. And Dr. Sundara Varadarajan said, he has history only from 1992, but Professor A.R. Lakshmanan took that effort to revamp Agricultural Association. I was at that time Secretary for Agricultural Association, and he wanted to revamp the Alumni Association. I just want to show you that magazine that we put together at that time. I don't know whether you can see it clearly. It is called Cultivate, and it was kind of a marking 25th year of our faculty at that time. So in that, there is a piece of writing that says Agricultural Alumni Association revamped. So I'm just basically recorded, showing you the recorded thing. Maybe you can't see that very clearly. I'm trying to show that. I'm not sure you can see that. Anyway, we can send it out, a small note on that. But what I'm saying is that alumni have always been a solid support for the faculty. Even during our time, alumni used to come and give lectures. I remember alumni coming from Bayer company. At that time, he was a leader in the Bayer company. He came and gave lectures and so on. And then the concept of bringing alumni back to serve our faculty is a noble one. And I would really appreciate that. And if we can be of any use, that we can come back and serve our faculty. But with that, let me kind of go to the panel with the permission of the chairman. Maybe we can kind of think about from our own perspective, what can we do for our faculty to start with, but at the same time, how we can guide the process of not only just the activities, research, the curriculum, for example, from our own perspective, and international cooperation. Mr. Pattabhiraman is here, so I would like to start with you, Mr. Pattabhiraman. What is your thinking in terms of how we can take our faculty to an international level in terms of developing partnerships with international organizations? Let's start with that, and then I will come to other panelists in a minute. Is that all right, Professor Kadresan? Can we go along those lines?
Yeah, certainly. Most welcome, Dr. Suresh. Before we go to Dr. Pattabhiraman, I would like to just congratulate and greet all the alumni, and especially Dr. Suresh Chandra Babu. He being a very eminent economist, now leading the policy decisions with regard to Asia Pacific in International Food Policy Research Institute. For the young girls and boys sitting there, I would like to just recall a small incident. So how the economist was blooming in Suresh Chandra Babu, I'll just let you know. When we were in first years, when we joined in BSAG in first year in 1978, Dr. Ramanathan may recall, there was a strike within 1 month when we joined as a first year. Quoting that, the mess rate increased from 4.35 rupees a day to 4.65 rupees a day. And all of us were sitting in front of the hostel. And by then, Dr. M.O. Matthew is a very eminent commerce man who became later the Vice Chancellor of Nagarjuna University. He was the Wardens Council convener. And he was leading a discussion of negotiation with the students. And we are all first years, along with Suresh, we were sitting. And Suresh was making a loud note. Then Matthew asked, Suresh used to be a bit short. Then our Matthew Gatari, immediately Suresh quipped, so the economist was written on Suresh by that time itself. And now he has grown as a very eminent economist. And he has, I'm very happy and thankful to Suresh for joining us and all the panelists for joining us. Now let me, with this short brief note, I pass on to Suresh again.
Thank you, Dr. Kadresan. This is a very good recollection, and that's the whole point of the Alumni Association, right? To recollect our memories, the nostalgia, and how we were able to use the 4 years as a foundation for our future. And that experience has to be shared with the younger generation who is sitting in the audience. And I'm very proud of the panelists for their achievement in their own right, and including Jawaharlal and SP Ramanathan. They were just 2 years before, after us, and so we know them personally. Of course, now I want to go back to Mr. Pattabhiraman. Can we just give a glimpse of what are the possibilities for us? And of course, Dr. Kadresan has established very good relationship at the international level, as you can see over the years. I mean, sitting in Chidambaram to do that is an extraordinary feat. It's not easy. So he has maintained contacts with IRI, the World Bank, USAID, Gates Foundation. I'm very proud of him. But at the same time, how can we help him and help faculty much more to expand the network, Mr. Pattabhiram, from the EU perspective, as well as from a wider perspective? Let's hear from you.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much, Dr. Suresh Babu, and to all the distinguished panelists here. Before I take this topic, maybe I would like to express my sincere gratitude and thanks to all the faculty members, both teaching and non-teaching staff, for all the support that you provided to us. I don't think without which we cannot, think about our career aspiration where we are now. So salute to all my masters, teachers, and professors, as well as the non-teaching staff who have been instrumental. So before I take this topic, I would like to highlight an incident which is connected to the felicitation of Honorable Vice Chancellor. When I was working for the tsunami rehabilitation, I had a chance to meet Professor Kathiresan sir way back in 2006 or 7, if I recollect the memory. And he was trying to pilot the IFS model that he was trying that time on the field. And we have discussion about the potential of scaling up of that model. 10 years later, when you actually see him receiving awards from BMGF and BARAC, receiving awards from World Bank on the innovation of the model that he has demonstrated, which gives me the thinking that we have studied a number of IFS models, both in theory and conceptually, but the struggle is to take to the farmer's field. How do you demonstrate such models in a way that has suited to the farmer's needs and suited to the policy imperative? Like you have number of subsidies, how do you direct the subsidies in such a way that it really benefits the farmers, smallholder agriculture? I think that's where I think the Alumni Association now and the university can really think of co-creating the research agenda. Like I think we have distinguished alumni across all the fields. We have people across different parts of the continent. Like we have students studying in advanced researches. We have people in the private sector. We have a number of people on the non-profit sector. And many of us, I think when you're studying agriculture, we are limited to a horizon of opportunities. We are only limited to 2 or 3 areas. One set of people goes on academic side, one set of people goes on private sector, and one set goes to the civil service preparation. There is a big world outside on the non-profit side. There's a very big world outside on the aid agencies. Like as Suresh Babu comes from ISPRI, EU is the World Bank, a number of non-profits who needs actually agricultural graduates. In fact, the irony is on the development sector, many of the jobs are filled by non-academic or non-technical people who are dealing with agricultural life sciences. They are more from the humanities background. So I definitely see there is a big scope for agricultural graduates to think about their career opportunities in the non-profit world. And now the world that we are witnessing now is completely different than what it was a few years back. And post-COVID pandemic is something that we need to really take on board now. Now we are talking about drones. Now we are talking about machine learning. The digital opportunities are immense. I think the possibilities both for the universities and alumni to contribute on this emerging agenda of the digital revolution that we are witnessing. I think it is we need students to acquire new skills, definitely, which is market based, which needs something where the faculty can contribute, something from where students who are working on the other side or the alma mater and the student connect can help in terms of exploring these newer possibilities in the years to come. And I think I would like to highlight 3 important things. One is about on the social enterprises and the entrepreneurship side. I think when I see the number of enrollment in the university now, I think it is tremendous. It is more than 1,000 students are enrolled every year. So there is a huge demand to meet the career aspirations of, when we studied, we were only 135, 140 students. Now it is almost 10 times, it's multiplied. There is that definitely there must be a huge pressure on the university side to meet the aspirations of these students. And we have like number of people who are working on on various helps of categories of institutions. So there are three agendas I would like to highlight where this association can strengthen. One is on the co-creating the research agenda, both for the faculty as well as for the students. Definitely, we know what exactly the market needs, and if we can collaborate, possibly that the research agenda can be strengthened strongly, and the research agenda will directly feed into what is required outside. And there are a lot of opportunities on the research side. From EU, if we state that we have this Horizon 2020 Euro program, and we have this new initiative called Farm to Fork, which is something talking about like how sustainable production and consumption can go hand in hand. And how do you think about climate resilient agricultural, zero climate neutrality, which is something that are high in the agenda. That's something that I would like to place on board. And the reason current trend is on the impact investments, which is emerging in India. And if you see the impact investment landscape, majority of the agricultural enterprises are set up by non-agri students. You take a number of enterprises, AgroStar, DHAR, or anything that you look at in the Indian side, it is either set up by ISB guys or IITians. But Annamalai University as a multi-faculty setup, I think we have enormous potential to connect a technology guy, a management guy, an agricultural technology side, can connect an agricultural graduate to a management graduate with the engineering student. So that possibility of innovating something within the university is huge. I know that there is an incubation center which is set up in the university as such, but I think there is a dedicated institution which is required at the faculty to really spearhead this opportunity, both from the side of market by means of setting up impact-based enterprises, and also at the same time look at innovation which is coming from the farmers' field. There are a number of frugal innovation which farmers are innovating, but there is no space in which we can capitalize. I think there is a need for that. And I would like to highlight my last point on the gender side. I think there is a need for more women alumni, more women leaders to inspire the women students. I know that many of batchmates who has potential to explore, but still the opportunities seems to be like preventing them to be on the space. I think that needs to be exploited. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Kadresan wants to probably respond. Go ahead, Dr. Kadresan.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Patabi, for joining us and giving you very significant points on which the faculty can depend on the alumni. At this point, I would like to quote a few incidences and requirements. The thing is, with regard to submission to Dr. Suresh as well as Patabi, we had earlier, during 2012, we had a collaborative agreement with the Dalhousie University, Canada, wherein instead of offering 8 semesters here for bachelors, we were offering 6 semesters. And we sent students to Dalhousie, Canada to take up 3 semesters, and a degree of Bachelor of Science in Agriculture being awarded by Faculty of Agriculture, Annamalai University, along with Baccalaureate of Agriculture Technology in Horticulture Landscaping by Canada, Dalhousie. 2 degrees they were able to get in 9 semesters. And it was one of our student, alumnus, Dr. Prithviraj, heading the Nova Scotia College of Agriculture in Canada. By that time in student recruitment, he came along with his director of student affairs. And we had a tie-up program, we had an agreement, MOU signed, and we sent 4 students. I remember the names of 3, Ashok Somal Raju, Betty Johnson, and Sai Shushma. And one more, I don't remember exactly, on that first year. And second year, we subsequently sent 3 students, and all the 7 or all the 8 are now in Canada. And after that, somehow the agreement was not continued because of probably my absence in the office. Now we would like to seek the help of our alumni in getting such possible prospects for the students of agriculture. Second one is both Dr. Jawaharlal and Dr. S.P. Ramanathan are here. Kindly take it in a very sportive spirit. I am sorry to say that 2 of our alumnus, who are heading the Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, they went against the interest of our faculty, telling that our degree is something like a substandard one. I'm very sorry to note at this point of time, let this not happen, because now there are so many private agriculture colleges, and our standards when compared to such of those colleges are no way inferior. And you are all there in Tamil Nadu Agriculture University and other state universities. Consider us equal to that of course, the new education policy is to come. And in the new education policy, the policy of the central government is to have a multi-faculty university, not a focused university. So hereafter, the future will be for Annamalai. And I don't think that Annamalai is in any way less than institution that comes under NARS system, National Agricultural Research System. So you people are there, you are our ambassadors, you need to take up our interest along with the interest of the institution in which you are serving. Help us, help our students get recruitment, help our students get employment, and continue to give you a guidance. That is number 2. Then number 3 is with regard to placement. Again, many of our alumnus are here. They are all heading the industries and different segments that will recruit our students. And Patabi was making a mention, women power, and of course, universal trend. Now, in the Faculty of Agriculture, maybe I'm wrong, but Dr. Sundararajan can correct me. It's about 68 to 70% girls of the total recruitment of 600. And I'm very proud to say that my girl students are superior than anybody else in the sense. I remember in 2012, we had a curriculum which gives 100 marks to NSS or NCC. And before 2012, we were sending all the students only to NSS, not to NCC. But in 2012, a batch of, I remember 14 girls came to me, led by a girl by name, I remember Annalakshmi from Tanjore. They said, we will not go to NSS, we will go only for NCC. By the time in Annamalai University, there was no girls cadet wing in NCC. And when I represented the matter to the then Vice Chancellor, he said, no, don't encourage it, because NCC commanders will be coming from different places. We cannot involve our girls in NCC. Ask them to go to NSS. Then I went back to the faculty and said this to my students, all those 14 girls. They said, no way, we will only join NCC. We will go and meet the VC and convince him. Then all the 14 girls came to VC Bangla, convinced the Vice Chancellor, and I will tell you, in the 90 years history of Annamalai University, it was agriculture faculty girls, they started an exclusive wing for NCC. And that Annalakshmi and a few others, they were selected up to Republic Day Parade in Delhi. They participated in Republic Day Parade. And she is now in Singapore. I remember I'm still in touch with her. And such brave girls. I remember even Mr. Sridash Meena, the then administrator, appreciated the contribution of these girls in NCC and guiding the students during the time of counseling and all. So our girls and our students are excellent. They will excel anywhere. And I remember in 2012, we had thousands of students admitted without any 0.1% reduction in the quality. And we had girls and boys from Kerala, Andhra, Northeast, excellent gathering. And even today, they are our ambassadors. And yesterday I was so elated to hear a girl telling that I had been in Rajasthan, I had been in West Bengal, I had been in other places for her masters and PhD. Nowhere I have seen a quality like Annamalai. That was the response from the girl. So we will continue the faculty. Of course, I may be here for another 2 years. I have an excellent team of faculty members here. Most of them from Annamalai, some from TNAU. And all our alumnus are spread throughout the country. Help us. My earnest request for the panelists and the alumni here is to help us to get our students to seek the right path of progression. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kadresan. I appreciate your connecting the dots because you know the institutional history, you know what is needed. And please come back again and give us that direction that we want. We can be talking about various subjects because everyone come from different angle, but please connect us together with your insights on what is needed actually in our faculty. With that, let me kind of switch the gear to see, when we studied, there were very limited number of people who went for civil services. In fact, I can, when I moved on to TNAU, like most of us did in those days, when I was studying my master's in agricultural economics, I had an opportunity to meet Mr. Irayanbu, who is our, I suppose, secretary, the cabinet secretary now, chief secretary, as you call. And also our junior, 1 year junior, Sailendra Babu, who is now heading the police. In fact, in those days, TNAU, students were already preparing for civil service. In the PG hostel, it would be one of the efforts. And in that context, I want to come back to Dr. Anand. What is the guidance you can give the students who are sitting in the auditorium right now? What is the prospects for them to, at least some of them, to move towards that? It looks like agricultural graduates are ruling the state right now in both police and in the civil administration. And from the forestry perspective, but from broadly civil service perspective, what can you tell us about how students can excel in that area? Please take another 3 to 4, 5 minutes for you to give that insights. Then we move on to another subject. Go ahead. You are muted. If you can unmute yourself.
Good morning, sir. Am I audible now?
Yeah, you can speak.
Yes, sir. At the first instance, I wish to congratulate our new Vice Chancellor as well as the Dean of Agriculture faculty. We were their students. Still, I remember the way Dr. Kadresan sir had taken the wheat science courses during our second year, and Dr. Sundar Vardarajan's lectures in economics in our final year days. Most of the faculties were at the time lecturers and associate professors. Now they are heading the organization. Sir, to enter into the civil service, we need some basic things. First one is a basic degree with broad spectrum of knowledge, and then we need a lot of attitudinal attitude and other personality development issues. I'm a strong believer of molding of the students during the UG days. Annamalai University, during our time, it had provided us a very good opportunity to shape our career, as well as to improve our personality by active engagement with our seniors as well as the professors. And we learned a lot through peer learning and from our seniors. My example is, I stand here, it is to represent my batch as well as the efforts of my innovators, I can say. For example, one of my batchmates, Mr. Anbu and Dr. S.P. Anand Kumar, they were from my batch first recruited into the civil service. Now Mr. T.S. Anbu is IG Madurai, belong to 2001 batch IPS, and Dr. S.P. Anand Kumar from 2003 batch IFS, presently working in Punjab cadre under deputation in Indira Gandhi National Forest Academy. They already entered into the civil service, and they asked me to prepare for the civil service exam. They had more hope on me than myself. They told even we people can cross the civil service exam. Why don't you? It is also possible for you. likewise, they motivated me. And with that drive, I came able to cross the civil service exam. Basically, to cross that civil service exam, whatever the learning in our Annamalai University is more than sufficient. Apart from that, the confidence to cross that toughest situation in our life. Because every year, some 7 to 8 lakh people are appearing in civil service exam, and hardly some 900 are finally in the list. During our time, the number was still less. Only 300 were appearing in the final list of civil service, and around 35 were in the final list of IFS. Still, we can able to achieve that. With that, it is because of the endurance we got from Annamalai University. So everyone has the potential to become a civil servant, either through UPSC or through Tamil Nadu Public Service Commission. But the only thing we need is attitude. I can do it. That should be the basic mantra. I hope with few interactions with our juniors, it is always possible. Everyone can be motivated and they can become the civil servant. This is my view, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that, Dr. Anand. Dr. Kadiresan, what is your perspective as a dean you have been, and further now you are our vice chancellor there? What are your thinking, and what can the university do in addition to agriculture itself is a broad subject. You can, we study engineering, we study statistics, we study pathology, we study, you name it, right? Psychology in extension. We study a wide range of subjects in addition to the production agriculture, which is our core subject. So that should give us a broader perspective on general knowledge and so on. So I want to come back to Professor Kadiresan to give us insight to the students as you stand from where you see that.
Exactly, you have pulled us to the right path, Dr. Suresh. Thank you. Before I just submit my opinion for Suresh and other panelists and all the alumni, this year, for Bachelor of Science in Agriculture in Annamalai University, we are going to admit 600 students. And you may not believe, we have received 17,000 applications.
Oh my goodness.
17,000 applications. The reason is, now the students in general prefer Bachelor of Science in Agriculture or Horticulture. The reason being the one that we have given. We study so many subjects, and it becomes very easy for them to prepare for TNPSC or UPSC or banking service recruitment. That is why, and whenever I used to go to a class when I was a professor or dean, and whenever I used to ask the boys and girls, what do you want to become? You won't believe, 95% will say UPSC, TNPSC. Only 5% will say, sir, I want to do MSc, I want to become a scientist or something. Less than 5%. 95% they fix their target on UPSC or TNPSC. And keeping that in mind, of course, we have to sail with the wind. We do inspire them by just even 2 days back, there was a meeting when I was telling that Suresh knows, when I joined as a lecturer, my salary was 700 rupees. But my colleagues, my batchmates, Shekhar and others, they joined banking service, for whom the salary was 2,100 rupees, 3 times the biggest salary. But I came aspiring and having a passion for teaching. But now I told, had I been a banking service officer, I would have retired by now with 1 or 2 major surgeries being done on me. But now I am happy and healthy and standing before you as a vice chancellor. It is because I chose the career as a scientist and a teacher. But even in spite of all such inspiring words, the students prefer to be an IAS officer or IPS officer. Mr. Anand has rightly pointed out the present IG TS Anbu is our student. Ms. Jayalakshmi, I don't know, she must be a SP or DAG by now. She is our student. And Ramakrishnan, who is SP now, he is our student. And even Dr. Irayanbu was having his PhD from Annamalai University in MBA. So now we have brought in some skilled or professionals who used to run specific training courses in cities like Chennai or Coimbatore to train the students in UPSC or Banking Service Recruitment Board. Recently, we have admitted or we have allowed one Miranda race who are a professional organization training the students in banking service and agriculture officers examination. And we are now with Impact, I think, Impact Assessment, Impact Academy to get the training done in Chidambaram, Annamalai Nagar. So in that way, we are bringing in people to train our students in addition to our regular curriculum in making them successful throughout the career, either it is in UPSC or PSC or banking service recruitment.
Thank you.
Am I to your point, Suresh?
Yeah, no, that's exactly what we want to discuss, because it's not only alumnus coming together now as a team, but also we have to inspire the future students who are sitting in front of us. So with that, you all talked about your own batch. I just saw, although we are not the representatives per se, but I saw Mr. Madhyalagan from my batch who was on the stage. I want to recognize him. He is pretty much our representative in this, because he is the leader. He takes up leadership on bringing us together. And also I wanted to recognize my senior, Professor Ramanathan, microbiologist. He was one of the earliest people who ragged me. In the sense, he was very kind ragging person. He was studying masters second year when we joined first year. And we became very close, actually. So I want to recognize him. And he is also an inspiration for me, because he took in this MSc wing, you know, where the MSc people will be. And I would often go and visit him when I was a first year student. So he was a kind friend from that point onwards. I want to recognize him just for my own satisfaction. Aram, you want to say something? You are muted. No, you are yeah.
Mr. Madhyalagan was director 6 certification, if I remember. When he retired as director 6 certification for those boys and girls who would like to enter into agriculture officer's career. He is one good example who has elevated to the topmost position in an agriculture extension service. And rightly pointed out, another example is Dr. Ramanathan, who was our professor and retired very recently. He came from agriculture officer service. He initially chose agriculture to be an agriculture officer even after finishing MSc. And after about 10 or 11 years of service, he entered into teaching. And rightly pointed out by Suresh, Dr. Ramanathan was one who was ragging me also. And he gave me a tablet and asked me, told me that if you take this tablet, you will become sterile. Then I rightly swallowed the tablet and said, sir, this is calcium Santos, nothing more than that. Then he said, so that way we remember the nice memories, and we will be of help, and we will request and bringing the services of our alumni through this association for the betterment of our students in future. Thank you. Thank you, Suresh.
Thank you, Aram. Let's go to now SP Ramanathan. I want to bring your talents. I mean, I see a lot of accomplishments that you have done, particularly from the agro-meteorological, side. And as we speak agro-meteorology, we are facing the climate crisis in the international level. I mean, the global level, climate change is a major topic right now. We know about the Paris Agreement. The countries have signed, and we know about the COP26 in Glasgow recently. And we also know about how India is committed to mitigation and adaptation, in terms of, 2030, 2040 and 2050 and so on. And what is that we can help our faculty in Annamalai University to get climate change as a serious subject matter, and also to contribute to the debate and dialogues, not only at the state level or even at the national level, through the research. What guidance would you give, and how, because it's going to be the future. In the next 50 years, climate change is going to be the subject, and various ways we will be dealing with it. But bring us to the current state and tell us what we can do as a faculty in Annamalai, that we can put a solid foundation for that. Professor Ramanathan, please. We can't hear you well. Am I audible now? Yeah, come closer to the, yeah, speak, yeah. Is it okay now? It's better, but it could be better, yeah. Is it okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, Suresh Babu sir. Meeting all seniors here, yourself and Professor Kadri sir. Before that, before applying for your queries, let me congratulate our senior friend, Dr. Kadri sir. Like said, for Professor Ramanathan microbiologist, I also ranked by Dr. Kadri at that time. All along I was in his room only. It is a pleasant memory for us. I can say that we are here in DNAU means only because of Annamalai soil. Get that. Wherever we speak, that is only because of our undergraduation. And I did my postgraduation Professor Lakshmanan sir was my chairman. I'm very sorry to say that he passed away now. He is our chairman. That Annamalai soil is a fertile soil all over India, all over the world. I can say
Professor Ramanathan, we are not hearing you very well. Maybe you can change your mic set and directly speak to the computer. Can you try that? Yeah, it's coming better. Directly speak to the computer.
is it okay, sir?
Yeah, speak.
Okay, respected Vice Chancellor come now. My heartiest congratulations to you, sir. Patterson, sir. My heartiest congratulations to you. Wherever I go, you can see we have been cultivated only by Annamalai. Whether it is periods, doctorate, wherever we go, but strength we still have in our mind. See, is it audible, sir? Still it's not clear.
It is giving me trouble. Why don't you fix that? We will come back to you, Professor Ramanathan, in a minute.
Okay, sir.
I will switch to my friend Jawaharlal. Jawaharlal, you are the extension education. Nice to see you, Jawaharlal. You are the extension education director in TNAU. I am very proud of you for having been the dean and then now at this stage. As you know, extension system itself is undergoing reforms right now in the Indian context. And I'll share a couple of books that I wrote about that with you. But in the context of extension, and Pattabhiraman also mentioned about the new emerging machine learning techniques, artificial intelligence, the ICT, role of ICT in agriculture. Now we are talking about drones and so on. Where does that you see young agricultural graduates, and Pattabhiraman also mentioned about youth entrepreneurship, social entrepreneurship. I'm kind of trying to bring that to the extension side of it and see what do you see for the young graduates who are coming out? What are the opportunities for them to go on the private sector? Not just an agricultural officer in the public sector, but how can they play their role in terms of entrepreneurship, becoming social entrepreneurs, and also starting their own companies. Dr. Sundar Varadarajan talked about the Agri business meet. Can you bring all these things together from your vantage point of, where you are sitting as Extension Director in TNAU.
Uh,
Take another 3 to 5 minutes, and then we will continue the discussion.
Thank you, Doctor. Am I right? I don't know. You are shortly called as Suchaba. Am I right?
Yeah, that used to be my nickname in the college.
Just I'm immediate junior to you. And when we were studying MSc here, I immediately joined MSc Horticulture myself, Manivannan, Parthiban and all.
I remember
We
that.
were
I remember
together
that.
in the PG hostel for 1 year.
Right.
And I know about you very well. I don't know whether remembering those days when we were both at TNAU as well as at Annamalai University.
Right.
And first of all, I thank Dr. Rama Kadiresan, a charming personality who has become the Vice Chancellor of our great university. We expected him to be the VC of Tamil Nadu Agriculture University. Somehow he landed there. Still, there is a chance in the future to become the Vice Chancellor of Tamil Nadu Agriculture University also. I know his potential and I know his, I too worked with him closely with the National Agriculture Innovation Project, which I was consortium pay for one of the project value chain on flowers, and simultaneously had one project in IFS model at NIP, which was a highly prestigious project at national level. And I think in his component, his project was rated as a best project. And in component 2, my project was rated as one of the best projects at national level. And the technologies are being used all over the country now. And why I'm telling, last 4 or 5 days, I was in Kashmir. I'm one of the member in the PRT pre-review team, and which is empowered to accredit to the Kashmir Agriculture University. Yesterday, only I returned back. I didn't know that Mr. Anand is IFS officer there. I miss him. Next time, probably I may meet him. And my friend SPR is with me, and we are working closely here at TNAU. And my friend Manivan, I could see Mr. Madhyalahan all sitting in the front row. I'm very happy today that I'm joining with you all, eminent scientists like Suchaba from USA and other people from various parts of the country as well from the globe. And as pointed out, there is, I am actually basically a professor of horticulture, and I was the dean in 2 colleges, and I'm a specialist in floriculture and landscaping, where very big commercial projects are being taken by us. And my students actually always, I used to train them in commercial floriculture, and they are working in different commercial units here as well as in the abroad also. And so as a director of extension education in the last 3 years, we are very closely working, and we are promoting a lot of entrepreneurs in various, even in his own field, IFS, which is developed by Kadiresan. A lot of entrepreneurs, even the young women are coming forward to go with IFS, particularly in the Thiruvarur district and Tanjavur district. The girls are coming forward to go for inland fish culture and all. And they are earning a good money per day. Easily, they are earning 3,000 to 4,000 rupees per day. And we are motivating a lot of youth. We can think about the, what you call civil service examination, and hereafter getting government job and all, big challenges will be there. There are a lot of graduates, so many colleges. When we were studying, only 3 colleges. Main campus, Coimbatore, Madurai campus, and third is Annamalai University. And on the particular year, 82, 83, 84, we were fortunate that we have cleared early and we got job earlier than TNA students. For me, I could remember, I got within 15 days after my completion of BSc Agriculture, I got an agriculture officer posting. But I didn't join, I came for MSc Horticulture myself, Manivannan, Parthiban and all. And there is a very big scope for our agriculture graduates to start a small business, which is not require huge money also. Only thing now actually, they can join together. Now, recently, a few days back, 3-4 days, I was in Kashmir. There was a students' feedback meeting. We had it in a big auditorium. And surprisingly, one girl rushing to me, and she met me, and I asked where you are. Sir, I studied undergraduate from Annamalai University. I proudly said her that I too was from UG from Annamalai University. After that, she did her MSc in TNI. Now she's pursuing her PhD from Kashmir Agriculture University at Kashmir. And everywhere we could see our own alumni sitting and working in various capacities. And one of my classmates, Bala Ratana Sababadi, you may be knowing, he is in University of Florida. He is a professor, and now I think he's occupying a big position there. And another guy, my classmate Kannan,
Maybe there is.
maybe knowing that he is in Canada.
Yeah, he's coming back. Yeah.
And 4 or 5 years back, we all have a get together at Kodaikanal. Kannan came, but unfortunately, Bala didn't come. My another classmate, Chandramohan, he may be knowing he is in USA. He's a professor there. And if you even my juniors and seniors, so many people are sitting in various positions in the university. And for surprisingly, Suresh, I tell you, in the university level at TNIU, my batch, we two are, myself as a DE, and Dr. Kalyan Sundaram is occupying the Dean Agriculture, and he is the chairman of Dean's Committee also in TNI. And coming to my next batch, 4 or 5 are in university officers. One, Prabhakaran, he is occupying the Center for Plant Protection Study. Panni Solam is the director, Water Technology Center. And Samuel, that is John Kennedy, John Samuel Kennedy, he is the postgraduate Dean. One, K.R. Ashok is the director, Center for Agricultural Development, where you studied economics, and now he is heading the, as a director, he is the COTS, shortly it is called COTS. And coming to HODs like Ramanathan, Velayudham is the Dean Agriculture in Tanjore Agriculture College. So many of our own classmates, immediate seniors, juniors, everybody is occupying big position in university. A little bit, there is a concern from our Vice Chancellor, Kadiresan. I don't know who is actually letting down our own graduates. I actually, as the director, whoever come from our university, I used to give first preference for even JRF or SRF everywhere. Only thing they have to tell that they are from, we studied basic degree. The basic degree is very important. Our friendship closeness is uncomparable with the other degrees, masters or PhD. There will be a distance between the friendship. Wherever the undergraduate we studied, we are very fortunate that we very closely associate with our immediate seniors as well as juniors. Wherever we meet, we are very affectionate, and they are guiding us in a various way. I don't know, Kadarisan sir, actually he mentioned certain problems in TNU. Definitely, if he, after that, if he tells me, definitely that problem can be very well solved. But I'm telling, there is a big scope for to train our own graduates. And as a senior alumni, we can also form a team or as a consortium to guide our the coming future generation. Very well, they can start. It's a potential, highly potential field, and they can go for a lot of things. And the greenhouse managers, and they are big demand in Australia to be the, one of our alumni, Stalin Jayachandran, he's far senior to us. And after completing his undergraduate from Annamalai, he did PhD in TNIU. He is a very big businessman, and he is having a linkage with so many universities in Australia. After completing undergraduate, he's sending for education, and he's giving assurance also for job there at Australia. There are a lot of scores. Our alumni are sitting, without knowing, their linkages. Very well, we can trace them, and we can bring them to our alumni list, and definitely they can definitely help us. And this is a very big initiative we made. I appreciate the Dean Agriculture as well as our Honorable Vice Chancellor. And this is a beginning. Definitely, we all can join together. I'm also retiring by April. After that, definitely I can find a lot of time to coordinate, and definitely we can strengthen our alumni still better. And very well, we can link all the people sitting here in the country as well as in various countries. Definitely we can. So we enjoyed. We actually, our university has given everything. Because of that foundation, still I recollect my teacher, P. Kalyan Sundaram, who has taught me the fundamental horticulture. That is still helping us. His dedication, how he has given practical experience to us. that
Yes.
still help us to train our. I used to sometimes follow his method of teaching to my students. And you
Yeah.
all remember that he used to give one plant to each one. We used to rear the plant, we have to display the materials. And that and all, is innovative. Those days itself, innovative research, innovative teaching he made. And similarly, all our teachers working in TNIU are performing extreme very well. They are very good teachers. So many teachers here studied in Annamalai city. Continuously, they're getting best teachers as well as best researchers award. And in extension, we are actually managing all KVKs. And so many are from the basic graduation from Annamalai University. I'm very much comfortable with them and then the graduation from TNIU. So we can strengthen our alumni and we can very well guide our young generation in various aspects. And really, I'm happy that I'm with you today. And really, it's a wonderful day and very nice to meet people like Sachaba, other than our own people here. And let us continue our journey, sir. Definitely we can. With your support and all, definitely we can. Very well, we can strengthen our alumni for our next generation. And we have to strengthen our faculty where we study. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Jawaharlal. I take two points from your discussion that TNAU agriculture graduates from Annamalai University are in the high levels of management in TNAU. There is no doubt about that, right?
Yes,
I mean, that's mainly because of the undergraduate foundation that we got. I mean, I myself is a living proof of that. I can tell you that because without that solid foundation that we received, I mean, be it in soil science with Professor Raghubadi and Chandrasekhar at that time, right? You name the subject, Professor Bhaskaran and Nachiappa and Veeravel, Narayan Swami, from entomology perspective. Think about the subjects that we studied, we still remember them. That is the level of, that's a level of teaching, that intensity of teaching that we had. Important thing is, how can we help in terms of one, curriculum change that meets the needs of the society right now. That is something that we can think about. Maybe I was just talking to Professor Kadiresan other day. We talk on the phone whenever we want to. We don't have any inhibitions. So the suggestion that we were talking about is that can we form an international committee where colleagues can come together and guide the faculty development, not only in the context of students' guidance, but also how do we guide the faculty to get the current knowledge on curriculum, current knowledge on teaching material that can actually translate into the courses on the ground, right? So something like that, we can think about it as a concrete thing to do in the future. I need to go back to Professor Ramanathan because he has been patiently waiting.
Yes,
Professor
sir.
Ramanathan.
Yes, sir.
Do
you hear
go
me
ahead.
now?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
sir,
can
yes,
hear
sir.
you now.
Yes, sir. As we all pointed out, we have very good, very
One second, Professor Ramanathan. Maybe Dr. Kadiresan wants to come in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
We have two important, significant luminaries from TNAU. One is Dr. Jawaharlal and another is Dr. Ramanathan. And Dr. Jawaharlal rightly pointed out there was a flagship program of Indian Council of Agriculture Research with the funding of World Bank, what was called as National Agricultural Innovation Project. And that was brought into the whole country and four components. First component was with regard to infrastructure development of all ICR institutes and SAUs. So there is no competition among component 1. Whereas component 2 and component 3, component 2 is basic fundamental research and component 3 is sustainable rural livelihood security. And these two are under competitive mode. And Dr. Jawaharlal got a project under component 2. And myself, I had a project under component 3. And as he rightly said, in both these competitive grant projects, more of component 1 and component 2, it was myself getting the best project in component 3, and it was Jawaharlal getting the best project in component 2. So both Annamalai. Though he was executing the project from TNAU, we had Jawaharlal and myself. And similarly, now Dr.
I salute Dr. Sorry for the intervention. I salute Dr. Kadiresan. Sometimes he used to guide me also. And he used to fire at a national forum. Dr. Kadiresan and all, myself, and that is actually the courage we got it from the Annamalai University. The leadership quality we got it from Annamalai City. Though we learned MSc and PhD here, but the leadership, the basic things and the leadership quality and all still I acknowledge and I appreciate my teachers and my seniors, particularly you people and all, and taught us a lot. A lot of things, one thing I forgot to tell you, your senior and my 2-year senior, Dr. Marimuthu, he's a microbiologist. He was heading the department of microbiology here at ANIU. He started an industry and 400 people are working in his industry. And so far he invested more than 100 crores. Imagine. It is located in the university, and Dr. I invite Kadiresan, Vice Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, you have to visit his industry so that you can get a lot of idea. And whenever you visit to Coimbatore, please give time, I'll take you. And you should see that how he made into the reality. A microbiologist he's now second biggest biotechnology industry next to Biocon in the south.
Thank you. Dr. Ramanathan, I just want to inform the House. There is a very big dispute, political dispute between Karnataka and Kerala in river sharing, Kaveri. And Dr. Ramanathan is the nodal officer for Tamil Nadu in the Supreme Court of India, taking up the case for sharing of water in for Tamil Nadu. And
sir, he is doing a lot of things at national level also.
Yes.
We are working together. At times he used to give a lot of ideas to run the one DAMO, that is meteorologic related program, which is I am heading this, and he is the advisor, and he is a highly knowledgeable national level professor in the agro meteorology. We all should feel proud of him, sir.
Dr. Ramanathan had both his bachelor's and master's of agronomy from Annamalai University. So he is exclusively an Annamalai product.
Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you for all your compliments. I feel really proud to be as a student of Annamalai, even now, even today, because of all my seniors here who guided me like anything. Today, I am a member in Kaveri Water Management Authority of Union Government. That is a pride given by the Union Government, Jal Shakti of Union Government. That is all because of the Annamalai soil. I can say, as pointed out by immediate senior Dr. Jawaharlal and you people, 2 years seniors, this courage and the freedom to speak in a public forum, wherever we are, that is given by Annamalai. I appeared in the Supreme Court for 15 hours against the state of Karnataka. There may be some of our alumni in Karnataka, but because of my service in Kaveri Delta for more than 25 years in rice, that is in irrigation management, I was nominated as an expert who can defend the government of Tamil Nadu by way of filing an affidavit. That affidavit we filed for 800 crores. That is the first of its kind. A state government filed an affidavit against another government. So that part, my own affidavit and the student hours.
Your voice is breaking, Ramanathan.
Very good, but it is very useful to know that, Professor Ramanathan, we'll come back to you. I know we have to close it in another 10-15 minutes of this session.
Yes,
We have been talking for...
One thing, this is submitted to the Honorable Vice Chancellor. Sir, clear irka?
Still, voice break.
Thank you. So we'll go back to audience. Maybe we can take 1 or 2 questions if anybody wants to raise any questions for the panelists. We have next 10 minutes to wind up. So I want to give the audience a chance to raise some questions. If the moderator in the audience in the auditorium there, if anybody want to raise an issue that for us, we can answer. Is that okay? Yeah. So open up for maybe someone in the dais can announce that the audience can speak if they have ideas or if they have any questions for us. We'll quickly answer that. Maybe 1 or 2 questions we can take for the participation of the audience.
Yes, sir, you are audible to the audience also, and as requested by Dr. Suresh Babu, I mean, any questions or inputs, you are welcome.
Or on the distinguished panelists on the dais who are sitting with Professor Kadiresan can also talk. Maybe Dean Sundaravadarajan, what is your response or what is your thinking? Maybe you can intervene.
Thank you, Suresh Suchaba. It's nice to hear your beautiful voice still now. And as you rightly pointed out, to make our Annamalai into the international scenario, that is your breath. So as to say, the same breath what our Vice Chancellor also is having. So let me work it out some of the things. And you please initiate some of the things, ideas, so that we will certainly follow it and we are ready to work. And in what way we can connect at the national level, that is one of the main agenda for us, to bring back this 64 years of the agriculture faculty into the international global arena. And first of all, we will make it at the national wide, and then we collaborate for the international one. What are the steps we should take one by one, whether in what area we have to work it on some SWOT analysis and where is our strength and how to identify. In that arena, I request all the people, the panelists to help us, guide us and motivate us so that we can also do that. So our teachers and the students are really interested in that aspect, but the guidance is solicited. Thank you, Suresh.
Thank you. Thank you. I will come back to Professor Kadiresan at the end of this round for him to give a closing kind of, as a chairman of this panel, closing remarks. But let me go around again, start with Pattabhiraman. Pattabhiraman, any final thoughts that you have as we close this panel?
Thank you again. I think one important question that you asked about how do we connect on the international side. Maybe I'll get back to the association on the possibilities within EU. As Vice Chancellor has also indicated, the twinning arrangements between Annamalai and some of the European universities. There are a number of distinguished universities in Europe, like for example, Wageningen in Netherlands, that you have in France, that some of the institutions which have the possibilities can be explored for A, for higher education opportunities for students, and B, for having some short capsuled models of training, which are of importance for both Europe and India. So these is something that we can certainly look back and explore. And then second is about there are a number of fellowship opportunities within Europe, like Erasmus Mundus is one such arrangement where students can avail the fellowship and then go to Europe for higher studies. These are all some of the opportunities which I can possibly think about when maybe I'll get back to the Alumni Association soon after this meeting. And besides this, I think there is a big opportunities exist with the development sector, as I pointed out. There are UN agencies, there are FAO, there are IFAD, ADB. There are a number of internship opportunities are still available, and I don't think that many of the agricultural graduates are aware about such opportunities. I think this is something that we can explore on the both on the international side as well as on the non-profit side. A number of renowned non-profit NGOs and civil society organizations in the country where the university can collaborate. So I'll stop here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pattabhiraman. Let me go to Dr. Anand. Any final thoughts from you, Dr. Anand?
Sir, whenever there is a need to motivate the students, I'm always available so that I can visit the students. I can take some session on how to prepare the civil service or other examinations. I'm always ready, sir. It is
Thank you
from-
so much. Yeah. Thank you. Let me go to Jawaharlal and then come to Professor Ramnath. Jawaharlal, final thoughts,
Yeah,
please.
thank you. As I said very well, first we have to strengthen our alumni association. And we have to see all the ways to help our young generation, how they can, come up and they can start a small business. A lot of things are there in agriculture to start small ventures. As I said, Marin, your senior and immediate senior, can you recollect him?
Yes. I remember him.
Yeah, actually, he started in a small way. Now 400 people are working under him in his industry.
Wonderful.
And so he can be the only one role model. I'm telling you. Another, my classmate, one Rajendran. He actually very big businessman in Coimbatore. He studied our undergraduate. He stopped with undergraduate. Sometime he worked for Bayer and other companies, and he started a big industry here. And now,
Wonderful.
after retirement, one of our classmates, Mohan Sundaram, he started seed processing and distribution in Pollachi.
Okay.
And he's looking a few examples from my batch, I'm telling. And
Very
there
good.
is a lot of scope. Hereafter, we cannot search for a government job. It is very difficult. And going for civil services and all, very limited chance. But there is an ample opportunity to become an entrepreneur, particularly in the agro-based industries. And
Right.
after my retirement, I can keep it with Dr. Kadarisan sir. And actually, I'm going in a commercial horticulturist. I can go there and I can definitely act as a resource person to motivate and guide them how to become an entrepreneur in the future.
Wonderful. Wonderful, Jawaharlal. Let's go to Professor Ramnathan again. Final thoughts, Professor Ramnathan.
Okay, sir. This is a submission to our Honorable Vice Chancellor for improving our research collaboration of our scientists. Our research facilities in Annamalai can be little bit increased. That is needed power. Secondly, faculty members will be given with some motivational programs. They can be sent abroad or some other institute for making some good proposals. Apart from international arena, lots of chances are there in the national level. UADP is there, SADP is there, lot of funding is there. Because we have got a lot of funding here, only because the scientists put forth their ideas. So the scientists, even in the group, they can be segregated. These people are meant for research. These people are meant for exclusively teaching. These people are meant for extension. Like that, they can segregate and they can be motivated. That is number one. Number two, Annamalai is, I can tell anywhere where I go, Annamalai is no way inferior to any organization. No way inferior to any organization in all respects, not only agriculture, wherever it is technology. Even if you say engineers, only Annamalai engineers are there. Almost they have retired, all leading in the topmost position. So, as pointed out by Honorable Vice Chancellor, that happened in Saturday. I'm very sorry to hear that. But wherever we hear about Annamalai candidate, we always stand for Annamalai. That is our stand. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Ramnathan. Let me go to Professor Kadarisan for his final closing remarks. Professor Kadarisan, please.
Yeah, again, opportunity to thank every one of you. We have alumni from different spheres of life. Say we have not made a mention about those who have taken up a political career. They were also of much help. I would like to recall the contribution and services of our student Pasmai Vadam, who is here, and Gurukumaran, Sipipale, Ravichandran. All of them, they were on the political career and they were also of much help. And we have different luminaries from different walks of life from our own alumni. And we have an affinity as Annamalayans, and I always used to say once about a couple of months back, I was at my hometown in Karaikudi, and whenever I go there, I used to stay in a hotel. And when I entered that hotel, I saw Annamalai Agri 1978 batch meet. 77 batch meet. Out of curiosity, I went to the top floor where the meet was about to conclude, and I found it was actually a meet organized at the coinciding with the wedding function of one of our alumni, SP Tirunakar. Maybe knowing SP Tirunakar, and his son was getting married, and coinciding with that, our alumni were organizing batch meet. Then I said that I am happy to meet you all, but make it a point when alumni meet, please try to make that meet happen at Annamalai University, Chidambaram. So this is a humble invitation and submission to all the alumni here. So when you want to make an alumni meet, please come here. We will provide you all facilities and see our young generation coming behind you, give a helping hand and push them in their career, and that is what we want. And we have possible opportunities. Now, recently, about 10 days back, we had the Deputy Director General of IRRI visiting us, and IRRI is about to collaborate with us, and Suresh is there. We will take it up with the IFRI also. Likewise, we will try to disseminate and make strides into different spheres as and when possible. But at the same time, it is not humanly possible for me to point out or pull out any significant, say for example, media people are here, and one of my point in all my meetings are media people are important spokes around which the university should revolve. And I remember my own batchmate Rajagopal heading the All India Radio, and he has recently retired, I was told. Likewise, every stakeholder we would like to involve, and kindly pardon us if we have not recognized you properly and pulled you out to center stage. Every one of the alumni is important for the institution. It is the great vision of Raja Sir Annamalai Chettiar, and I always used to say, today Suresh Chandra Babu is in IFRI, Ramanathan and Jawaharlal are in TNAU, Patabi is in European Union, Anand is in IFS, and so many are from the private sector and MNCs. But in 1970, now I am Vice Chancellor, and I had the opportunity of getting shortlisted for many universities. And IRRI now takes collaboration from me, and FAO we are able to collaborate. But in 1978, when I came here as a student, it was not TNAU, it was not NGR Medical University, it was Raja Sir Annamalai Chettiar and Annamalai Institute that gave me admission in Bachelor of Science in Agriculture. Only with that, I'm here and all of us are here. So let us try to expand the horizon and vision of Dr. Raja Sir Annamalai Chettiar. With that remark and submission, I thank all the panelists and I thank the Dean for organizing this. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Kadresan. And on my behalf, let me thank you and thank Dr. Sundaravardarajan and the coordinators like Padmanabhan and others who have taken enormous amount of time to pull us all together. And let's work together for the benefit of our faculty. Let's come together, think about innovative ways of helping the faculty and the students, and how we can, as alumni of the association, we can work together. Thank you very much, and it's very kind of you to give me this opportunity. Thank you. Bye-bye.
I too thank all, sir. I thank opportunity to thank the coordinators Padmanabhan, Dhansekhar, and my classmate Manivannan, who is always with me to coordinate various things. Thank you very much, sir, for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. We finish this panel now, and I give it back to the moderator in the auditorium there.
Thank you very much, sir. It was wonderful hearing all of you. Not many times we get an opportunity to hear from such high-profile personalities. So I profusely thank our beloved Vice Chancellor for sparing his time and sharing the session. And special thanks to Dr. Suresh Chandra Babu from IFPRI, USA. Remember, it is midnight for him, and see the love and affection that he has towards his alma mater. That's really worth mentioning, and a big round of special applause for him. Special thanks are also due to Dr. M. Jawaharlal, Dr. S.P. Ramanathan, and Dr. K. Anand, IFS, and also Mr. S. Pattabhiraman for sparing all their time, wonderful time, and giving a valuable input, which actually enlightened us and motivated us. And I'm sure our students would have also taken a leaf out of it. And thank you, one and all, and thank you for the panelists, and thank you for the session. Wonderfully done. Thank you, one and all. Now we just break for a short tea break. We'll break for just 10 minutes for the audience. You know, the tea is arranged just outside this hall, in the left side corridor. And we'll assemble back shortly by 12:30 so that we'll complete the formalities and then finish off the session. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir.